Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and from my Q&A video the other day, I had a number of people ask me if I could recommend coaches to them because I was asked why I don't coach. I broke it down in the Q&A, the part 2, if you guys want to watch it. It's the last question of the week. And I'm going to give you guys a list of coaches I recommend for a few different things. These are people who I know for one reason or another to be very passionate and very good at what they do. So, first of all, I'm friends with Alex Piata. I consider him to be one of the best coaches out there for hybrid athletes. He's got his book called The Hybrid Athlete, and he owns a company. He's a co-owner of a company called Complete Human Performance. Anyone at his company is probably going to be a good coach, but I highly recommend Alex for anybody who wants to cross train in multiple sports at the same time. And remember, guys, if you're not competing in something, I'm not necessarily recommending you to hire a coach, but if you do compete in anything, I don't care whether it's a sport or physique related, hiring a good coach is going to be essential to your success. So Alex Viad is up near the top of my list. A couple other people I want to note who do work for him at Complete Human Performance. Trevor Kashi is one of the better nutritionists out there. I know several people personally who have hired him. The guy gets pretty fantastic results out of his clients in terms of especially the nutrition end, but he himself competes in strongman and some other things. Again, I've even picked up a couple of little nutrition tips from him in the past. He knows what he's doing. Also of note, someone they hired recently, I've always been a bit of a fan of her writing. I don't mention it very often, but Joy Victoria. She has a background in exercise science and has been a competitive power lifter for quite a few years. Writes some pretty good stuff. Definitely worth considering as a coach, particularly again for powerlifting. But she also does nutrition consultations as well. Some other people I want to recommend more for physique oriented stuff. If your goals are really mostly physique related, and I think they do cover some people who do other things, it's going to be John Hollywood. He has been hired as a coach by both Chris Jones and Mark Lobliner in the past. I've had quite a few private conversations with John. He is probably one of the most underrated and best physique coaches out there. One of my personal friends even hired him to get him to recomposition as a power lifter who is actually a gold medal winning power lifter. A good friend of mine, John East, hired him a while back, and we talked about it quite a bit over coffee back when I was in the UK. Fantastic coach overall, though, especially for getting you ripped, and he'll be honest with you about the health risks of getting really ripped and trying to compete in physique stuff. He coaches it, but he's actually against it for health purposes. If health and fitness are really your concerns, he's going to recommend you not compete, but if you want to compete, he is probably the best physique coach that I can think of off the top of my head. If he's unavailable, Russell Taylor over at, I think he's calling his company Tailored Physiques now. Russell Taylor is a fantastic coach. He's still up and coming. He's only been doing it, I think, about 2 years now, a year and a half, 2 years. He's building up a good client base. He is very passionate and very knowledgeable, and his athletes tend to do very, very well. So he's really coming a long way in his coaching. I recommend him if John Hollywood is not available. And then lastly, I want to recommend for anyone who is a drug-tested athlete, none other than Dr. Lane Norton. If you're a tested athlete, it doesn't matter what you compete in. He does mostly a lot of bikini girls, but even if you compete in powerlifting or anything else and you are drug tested, he is your man. You will never, ever fail a drug test. If you have this coach in your corner who has quite an extensive background in biochemistry, he can get you through any drug test known to man. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.